guys, today's card, I'm going to do another Halloween card, and this one I'm going to take from the Wild Card cartridge, and it's on page 68. Now I'm just going to try and work this out as we go along because I'm not quite sure on the cut on this. You can see that on here that you've just got the orange part there, but when you look at the cutout, if you cut that out in black, there isn't anywhere just to cut this part of the pumpkin out in order to cover that in orange. So what I'm going to do is cut that out in the orange, and then so that the black is behind, I'm just going to cover that back piece with a piece of black card, which I'll just stick on and cut around with a craft knife myself. Instead of the green, I'm actually going to do that in purple because I just think that's more Halloweeny. So now with all of these Wild Card cartridges, you always start with the envelope first, and what I'm going to do on that one is cut that to page, make a mental note or even write it down of the size that it said it's cut it at, and then you cut your card at that inches that it has said that the fit to page is. So for example, you put fit to page, it'll come up, oh, fit to page is 5.5 inches, so you cut the card at the dial you set to 5.5 inches. Alright, so now over to the Cricut, and what we're going to do is press our fit to page feature button there, and because we're doing the envelope, I'm going to go shift and then the key, which is just around here. Wait for that to come up and then press cut. Oh, and I've set my pressure at max, my blade at 6, and that said 3 3/4. Okay, then unload the mat, and we've got our envelope. Next thing I'm going to do is do the card anyway in the orange base. So we've loaded the mat. We're going to set this to 3 3/4, which is what it said it was when it did take the fit to page off, and set it at 3 3/4, which was the size that it said that the envelope was. And then find my key again, and this time it's not the shift, it's just the base key to cut the card. And then once that comes up, press cut, and the settings are all the same. I've done blade 6, pressure max, and speed just 1 down from max, so 4. Okay, and unload the paper. And here's our little pumpkin card. So this really is a wee little card. And now we do the next bit of cutting. I just put the card pumpkin against the envelope pumpkin, and it's roughly the same size. So I'm actually going to recut the cards. I can use the actual pumpkin to put on the base of envelopes so that it gives that orange part of the pumpkin. I'm changing my mind again now. So now I'm going to do another cut using the black, and I'm actually going to do that blackout feature because I think it actually would look quite nice behind that pumpkin. Oh, where are you? There you are. And then it gives me that black background as well, and a little bit more stability because it's such a tiny card. So I'm actually going to cut that pumpkin again. So I'll go through exactly the pieces I've done in a minute and explain again just what we've done, because I've sort of been changing my mind as I've gone along. Okay, so now we're going to do the last bit, which is the purple, which is for the little twirly bits for both the envelope and for the card itself, and also the message. I've loaded the purple, and I'm going to do the liner, which is down here for the little twirly bits, and I'm gonna cut that twice because I think that will also go on my envelope. So I'm gonna leave it at the same pressure, same size, everything. So we're just gonna hit the liner key and then shift and the pumpkin, and wait just to make sure, in view of the fact that I've been doing the wrong things. Yeah, so it's not shift, you see, just as well. That's why you wait and see, because from that I realised that I punched the wrong thing. That said, I do actually want to cut out that liner. So while it's there, I will do that. Okay, now I'm going to do it again, but without the shift, and press that, and it should come up with those little twirly bits, and we're going to do that twice. Okay, so press cut, and then while that's just cutting, if you can see on the image, I don't know if you can see, it says boo, and I'm going to cut that out in the purple as well. So I'm going to do line return, so that it takes me back to the top of my mat, but to the place that where the cut has finished. So it doesn't take it back to that corner, it takes it to where the cut's finished, so you know that you're clear of the cut that you've done already in that corner. Okay, so we now want the phrase feature button, and I do want the shift this time because the boo is up in the corner, so we want shift and then the pumpkin again, which I do keep losing. Now I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4, but I don't know if this the phrase is proportionate or not, so we're going to see how that comes out. It looks not too bad. I'm going to do another one just very slightly bigger, just to be sure, but it looks like it's the right sort of size. Okay, and then unload the mat and we'll go back over to the table and I'll explain exactly what I've cut, because I think it all got a bit confusing there. Alright, so here we are back at the table. So we'll start with the envelope first of all, and I'll show you what pieces we've got here for that. So what I cut out in the end was a black base, that black envelope, which was the shift feature of the main key. Then I cut out the envelope liner, which will go in there somehow, and that was on the liner feature key, and that was on the shift again. Then I cut out on the liner again, I cut out this little bit here, I don't know if you can see, which is the grass and the little twirly part, and I cut that out in the purple, and that was so that I just had that piece to go on my envelope there. This little twirly piece isn't needed for the envelope, so we'll throw that piece away. Then in order to get my pumpkin head on the envelope coloured, I cut out another one of the cards. So if we move that there, and I can snip that orange piece off there, and obviously this section here, but that will then cover, and I will glue that down, that will cover, that's the right size to cover that little pumpkin, and then we can put my little purple there. Now I could leave that twirly piece on if I wanted to, and actually add, let me move back a bit, and add this piece on as well. So we've got some options. Okay, so that's what we've done for the envelope. All right. Now on the card, what I did was I cut out 2 of the cards, one in black and one in orange. So that, and then I will stick them together absolutely like that, so that when it's folded in half, it will be black on the inside, and then when it folds over, you'll have the orange showing like so. I mean, I haven't stuck it yet, so but you'll get that effect. Then I cut out my little purple for the grass and my little twirly piece also, as exactly as I did on the envelope. And then I cut out my 2 little boos, which were on the phrase feature on the shift. Okay, now I cut them out at everything was cut at 3 3/4. Okay, and I did the same with the little boo as well, so I cut that at 3 3/4, but I also cut one slightly bigger just in case. I decided I wanted a slightly bigger one, and that was cut at 4. So I've got those 2 to choose from when we get to that point. All right, so now I'm going to start sticking these together. So let's start with the card. Okay, so I'm going to start at this top edge and line it up. And then just make sure the grass and all of that is absolutely nicely lined up, like so. So then all we need to do is score down there and fold our card. The next thing I'm going to do is stick down my purple little pieces. So I'm just going to use my Zig 2-way glue pen, or any glue that you've got. Wet glue will do. These Zigs are really useful for little pieces like this. And then we're going to put that on there. Same with this piece here. And just stick that down on there. I'm sticking to it now. Next thing we're going to do is stick our little sentiment in there that just says boo. And I think we'll just use the one that actually fits the 3 3/4 one. So again, just using my glue pen. And just pop that in the corner there. Like so. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is make up this envelope. So I need to fold it all up at the where it's got the edges here. So I think what we'll do is score along those lines, like so. Okay. And then our envelope liner is going to go in there. So we need to stick that down before we seal our envelope up. And then I'm just leaving a small margin around the top edge there, just so you can still see the black, because I think that looks quite cute. So I'm just going to put some ATG on the edge here, and a little bit here, and stick that together. Oops, that went just a little bit too high. Let's pull that down a bit. There we go. Stick those together. That's folded over, so when it opens you've got your little liner. And then we just got to do our pumpkin. Now, what I did for my pumpkin, as I said, was I cut out this extra card. So, oops, wrong way around. So I'm going to snip off down this edge here, and then stick him onto my envelope. Stick that down. And then I'm going to use quick dry adhesive Scotch tacky adhesive so that it really sticks down and it doesn't come apart. So there's plenty on there, and then we'll just stick that down like so. And then lastly, just using the zig again, I'm just going to put my little purple bits on my envelope. There we go. So that's our little envelope, and then I think on the front, just so it's not completely boring, we'll put Boo in the corner down the bottom, just so that it's got something on the front as well, and we're not wasting that Boo then. So again, just using my zig, and we'll just put that down in that bottom corner there. There we go. So we've got our envelope with its liner and our pumpkin, and then we've got our card, which is matching. Okay, there you go, there's our 2 cards. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and leave comments. I love to hear what you've got to say, and see you again soon. Bye.